waltz their way in, doing tons of damage. Whitera is chrono boosting these zealots as best he can, but these poor cannons are just a little bit too far away, and these poor cannons have never quite been enough. Looks like these Zerglings will end up falling. Whitera is going to be safe for the time being. DIMAGA going to be pulling back. Whitera has to be careful because he has been not mining for so long, and in the meantime, DIMAGA is just chipping away. DIMAGA is now adding on so many drones. His layer is up. What will he be doing with it? Wouldn't be surprised to see a Hydralisk transition. Yep, there, the Hydralisk going down. Hydras can easily eat away at this front. These cannons aren't placed far enough forward. Cybercore going down as well. Now, Whitera's goal is going to be to re-expand to his main and to try to get warp gates up and then to do some sort of gigantic, oh god, please one-time style push. And I don't blame him. Oh god, DIMAGA being so annoying with those Zerglings by picking off that one probe. That means that Whitera's re-expand to his main will be delayed. DIMAGA saying, well, you know, if I can expand across the whole map, I will. And he thusly does so. The Hydralisk Den is out as well. Spire coming up. DIMAGA getting all the tech structures because with this big of a lead, you just want to make sure you don't die to something silly. So just making sure you can account for some sort of weird fast recovery with Colossus. And of course, Whitera, well known for his beautiful Colossus sentry control. And it looks like DIMAGA also expanding to the bottom right gold main. It's very hard to do wrong when you're Zerg in this spot, whether it be making more units, whether it be teching, whether it be upgrading or expanding, or whether you're DIMAGA and you just say, I'll take all of them. You're going to be in good shape because you just battered poor Whitera down into the ground. Whitera didn't even have any of the upgrades for his ground units. Zealots finally clogging these critical pathways in the back. And here comes yet another Stargate from Whitera. Now, this is an interesting situation because previously this was a response to the Banelings. This was Whitera saying, well, if you're making Banelings, I might lose the ground battle, but I will go ahead and kill you via air. But in this circumstance, it's really Whitera saying, I need some way to put pressure back on my opponent. So good old Void Ray into Warp Gate might be the one hope that Whitera has. That expansion nexus is almost up. And look at Whitera getting real bold with his units, trying to get out there. Excellent move, trying to snipe off a little bit. At the very least, put pressure back on DIMAGA, even if it's very little. And look at DIMAGA taking the entire map. Obviously can't quite support this many bases, but why not when you're spread out this much and you have that much of a lead? Going to a resource station, we see that Whitera has almost half as much food as DIMAGA. DIMAGA doing excellent control, already spitting GAC all over the ground, so his units have extra speed. There's the Stargate going up, and there's a fleet beacon. Oh, I wished upon a shooting star that I could see a mothership. Let's see if my wish comes true. Whitera, he will be the Starcraft fairy. He's similar to the Tooth Fairy, except what happens is you leave a tooth under your bed, and when you look under your pillow, there's actually a mothership there. So we definitely thank Whitera from Ukraine for the extra help. So DIMAGA is continuing to make drones from all these expansions. No reason not to. He's going to take the chance to power. He is continuing to just make a lot of Hydralisks. If we see in this production tab, oodles of Hydralisks coming out. And here's that snipe that's so painful to deal with. Having that many Hydralisks at the front is just a little bit too much to deal with for these gateways and these cannons that are not in range. But it looks like no carriers coming out for Whitera. Another smart choice. This choke is very small. This choke is also hard to break when you have that many cannons there. So by going carriers, Whitera is hoping to be able to just win by microing around the edge of the map, sniping off these expansions. In the meantime, DIMAGA is massing up Hydralisks. In this game, Hydralisks are even scarier at killing off interceptors than they were in Brood War. They do such a fast fire rate. Look at that, 12 damage, shooting more than once a second. So that means that those poor little interceptors will be getting shot down a lot. There's no upgrade to get the extra interceptors. There's just one upgrade to make those interceptors launch a little bit more quickly. So that means that he can get 8 interceptors right off the bat. Whitera continuing to make probes. He's adding pylons in his main. Carriers coming out. There is the Graviton Catapult, the faster interceptor upgrade. And really, Whitera needs to begin making more cannons. And actually, I'd even say more pylons at this front. If DIMAGA runs up, he can just easily kill off that one pylon. It looks like DIMAGA's just going for it. He's just letting his units do as much damage as they can. Just attack moving directly into the front. Whitera has almost nothing here to defend. Trying to bring some zealots around to the front. There's one carrier out, but there's no interceptors. Whitera. Oh, we lost the critical pylon, so DIMAGA wins the series 2-1 after a kind of funky loss with a Zergling Baneling bust right at the outset, and then DIMAGA coming back and winning with a Zergling Baneling bust in Game 2. Looks like DIMAGA showing that if you can be aggressive and time it properly and have a good mix of the right units, you can break almost any entrenched position. So right now, in the Razor King of the Beta tournament, we have Huck currently at 0-2, managing to barely lose 2 series to Whitera and the little one. And Whitera 1-1 and DIMAGA 1-1 in that group. So we are currently all tied up there. Coming up tomorrow, we have Whitera versus Into the Rainbow, and we have Huck against Tester. So we will have some nice Protoss vs. Terran action in Group A, and Huck vs. Tester, some nice PvP action in Group B. Once again, gigantic thanks to Razor for sponsoring this tournament. Definitely check out Razor products. I personally endorse them myself. And for any of you who would like to attend the live StarCraft 2 countdown party that will have all sorts of awesome LAN areas with StarCraft, it will have Street Fighter 4 set up, it will even have board game tables set up, it will have food, it will have content contributed by every major member of the StarCraft 2 community, and of course myself, casting the finals of the King of the Beta tournament, the top 4, the semifinals and finals. It will all happen. And check it out at day9tv.eventbrite.com. Look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much, and I am out.